Hello, everyone. Hope you are doing well. So, let's go to the second passage. In this second passage, we have a direction. The direction says that, uh, and directions for question 5 to 8. And the direction says that the passage below is accompanied by a set of questions. Choose the best answer to each question. I expect that you must have read this text and have got some idea out of this. So, let me talk about this particular text and what the idea about it. So, generally, if you look into such kind of a passages, such kind of a passages can be known as a philosophical passage, a religious based passage. Um, so here you would find out the three paragraphs coherently organized and presenting one of the theme. The theme which is pointing here is the evolution of the human concept of God. So what is that? It is indicating about evolution um, of the human concept, evolution of the human concept um, of God, isn't it? So that could be called as means a kind of a theme, and the role of region and analysis in challenging and eventually weakening that concept. So uh, it explores the relationship between human imagination, mythology, theology, and atheism, isn't it? So the text also touches on the idea what is that? That the human understanding of God is a product of society's collective imagination, and that region and analysis ultimately lead to the decline. So it means there is a contrast, there is an argument, right? So means ultimately lead to the what? Decreasing or declining of this belief. Of this belief means the belief of the concept of God in a deity with a specific attribute, isn't it? Now, that is what is called as a primary theme. Even if you look at the conclusion of the text, so the conclusion of the text tries to tell us about suggesting that the concept of God is dethroned. You could say that the text concludes by suggesting dethroned by the very elements such as region and analysis that were once thought to declare God's glory, right? But the text also implies that what the idea of God, once reaches attribute, is reduced to an abstract and undefinable, right? Undefinable means concept leading to its disappearance, right? Now if you look into the last couple of sentences also, then the artistic movement is the second act of the theologic drama, and this second act follows from the first as effect from cause. The heavens declare the glory of God, says the uh, psalmist, let us add, and their testimony dethrones him. Now, on the basis of from the beginning to till the end of the passage, you would find out means it segregates into two ideas. One is called as a how human being believes on a means one particular means idea, and after that, how that ideas have been changed, isn't it? On the basis of that, the whole text has been uh, means appointed here. Now, let's go to the question number 5. So, what does the question ask here? The question asks, what does the author mean by the statement, the creation of the demiurge was obliterated, what we call the omnipotent was conquered? Now, if I talk about certain difficult terms like demiurge, which means referring to the creator, uh, and if I talk about obliterated, which means called as a destroyed or decimated, isn't it? That is what. So it is stated the creation of the creator was obliterated. What we call the omnipotent was conquered. Now, if I explain the particular question, so it tries to draw what? Now, it tries to, or it gives us the key to understanding this statement lies in identifying the cause. What is the cause or reason for the obliteration of the demiurge, and what it means to say that the omnipotent was conquered. So let's analyze this particular question's answer options which are given here. The first option, which is stated without a god or a master, the universe would not exist. Now, if I look into this option, which is true in itself, but it does not directly address the statement or provide an explanation for why the creation of the demiurge was means destroyed. So, therefore, this option cannot be considered as the correct one, right? So, look at the question number two, or the question number two stated, without man, God would be nothing. If humanity needs an author, God and the God equality need a revealer. So, this option, while true, also does not directly address the statement, right, or explain why the demiurgus was e- obliterated. So, therefore, this option would be also eliminated. So option 3 is stated it is man's concept, right? It is man's concept of a divine retribution which act as a counterpart to the universe. So this option is on the right track, but introduces the concept of divine retribution. Look into it, divine retribution, which is not explicitly mentioned in the passage. The passage specifically talks about the concept of heaven, hell, and their inhabitants. Now, on the basis of that, we also consider option 3 is not means apt to the question statement. Now, look into the question number 4. As you find out, this option is the last, and whereas we give all these means regions for eliminating to option 1, 2, 3, then we consider that option 4 will be true. But let's see that what the region it has pointed. It is stated it is the concept of heaven and hell, which is a counterpart to the material world. So it is the correct answer, obviously, because it is clearly stated it is the concept of heaven and hell, which is nothing but counterpart of the material world. So the material world, if you look into idea of this option 4, which is clearly or accurately reflects what the explanation provided in the passage regarding the statement about means the creators and the omnipotent being conquered, right? Being conquered. So, on the basis of that, we consider option 4 will be the most apt answer to this particular question. I hope you understood the question's answer. Let's move to the question number 6.